my hotel. My name is John, and it's a pleasure to be here today. And I'm very excited to share with you some of my thoughts and my experiences in the past 2-3 years. And today, oh, actually, this is not the first page. Okay. Let's get it. Oh no, you can see all the secrets. Whoa. All right. Let's see. All right. Okay, yeah. In the past 2-3 years, I have a revelation and an understanding of diversification in investment. Because I've done real estate for the past 30-40 years. Since I was very little, I even farm and also Kongyao, okay, at Qiqi, right now Qiqi place, okay. And I've seen it evolve and emerge, become a Taichung city, the heart of the Taichung city. And I've done a lot of real estate investing and also transitioned into right now the Suinan Jinmao Yuanqu. Okay, and through all that experience, I have learned a lot from my parents, from my colleagues, from my peers, and all through that I made great investments. But right now, I was just telling Lu that I'm making a effort to change my investing strategies. Real estate in Taiwan will still be good, but it's getting harder. It's harder because of all the new regulations and taxes that are imposed on real estate. And there are still good investment tools, but you have to be very careful. And of course, I can give a whole seminar on that. That's another time. But I think today I want to share with you the concept. I think that's more important. The mindset of making a good investment. Today, I think we all had a really good lunch, nice air conditioning, everything. Maybe you're falling asleep a little bit, okay? So if I were you, I'll probably be thinking that, I'm gonna give this guy, on the stage 5 minutes. If I hear something that, is too boring, then I'm leaving, okay? Okay, so, but I promise you one thing, okay? You will not get bored, okay? And for the next 30 minutes, you'll find very useful things inside. Okay, and that's going to be used in the future, and you'll find it very easy to invest. Okay, so that's my promise to you. Okay, and no one fall asleep. Okay, I hope that this will be an interactive, talk. So, first slide is that how do you invest? Okay, so this cartoon shows that monkey see, monkey do. Some monkeys do this and you follow, okay? But is that the best strategy? I definitely don't think so, right? Okay. So some people hide their money under their mattress because they are too scared to invest, okay? And there are all kinds of people that have different strategies, okay? I'm sure most of you have experienced when you walk into the bank, you're greeted by the financial advisor say, hey, come inside, right? To our VIP lounge, right? Or 董娘今天穿得很漂亮啊，来做我们一些投资。Okay, so some Chinese in there. Okay, so I'm very curious. How do you invest? What kind of sources of information do you get? Okay, and most people get it from their financial advisors. Some from newspapers. Okay. Maybe a friend giving you insider tip, maybe rumors, okay. But to me, all these are not the right way of making investments, okay. In fact, when you go into a bank, you are warmly greeted. They sell you all kinds of financial products. I bet half of them, they don't know anything about, okay. So you have to decide for yourself, how to make an investment when you don't have the full picture of information. Okay, so today I hope you get out of this is that when I share my experience in investing, maybe you will have some echoing or inside of you and saying that yes, that's the way I should do it. Okay, so. I'm sure all of you have this experience, okay? If you invest in something, it's either a landmine you sink into or explode, or more funny yet, you always miss the boat, When the boat leaves, with all the cargo, with all the animals, like the ark, the Noah's Ark, right? You are left on the shore saying that, maybe I missed the boat, and is it today, right? So we all have that experience when we see, some stars going all the way through the roof, to the sky, and we're not part of it, right? And there's always your friend saying that, see, I told you so, kind of story, right? So I'm sure we all know this, okay? So today we're going to try to avoid it, okay? After today, you will know how to avoid these things. Okay. So, what are the opportunities, okay? To me, okay, this slide, my slide is all about cartoons, okay? So none of you will fall asleep, okay? So what are the opportunities in front of us, okay? You see two pirates, the story, the movie, okay? One uses a really long telescope, right? One is using a shorter one. And they're all looking at the same thing, right? But, the perspective, the object in the mirror, in the eyes are different, right? So I recommend that don't use the longer ones, too cumbersome, right? And when you use the long one, you miss the tree out of the forest, okay? So this is a funny one. And I would say that actually opportunities are right all around us, okay? You just don't know how to look or where to look. Investing opportunities, most of the good companies, in fact, the best investment opportunities are just right in front of us because they are the products that we use all the time. We use every day. And the companies that we know of, okay? I'm sure many of you carry an iPhone, okay? Apple is the largest company in the world, okay? So, why? Because it produces awesome products that we use every day. So investment opportunities are right in front of us. We just have to know where to look and how to, and if we know if it's a good investment or not. Okay? So I promise you, okay, after 30 minutes, you will know what you want to invest. Okay? It won't be random, throw of the dark, or blindfolded investment approach. Okay? It will be gone. Okay? Then I hope to change your mindset about investing. And most importantly, have joy in investing. I'm very passionate about the future because I can see the revolutions those companies are going to make in the future. So I see great opportunities. Okay, so every day I woke up very excited to see what's going on, what's new. Okay, and it opens my eyes to the future because all these great companies, they are making our future better with their products, with their services. So if you can see into the planning of their product launch, you will see how our future is going to be. So it's very important. Okay, so I hope that after 30 minutes, you all share the same view as me. So, and today's topic is about generational companies. Okay, someone coined this term called generational companies. Okay, it's not, you cannot find it on Wikipedia, okay, because it's a concept. It's not a definition, okay? Generation companies is different for every one of us, okay? People in the 60s, 70s, they know at their times, generational companies are like Taishuo, okay, Nanya, Shui, the old known legacy companies. In the United States, people will know it by Ford, GM, IBM, all these companies. At that time, at their eras, they were the most prominent companies and most important companies. Okay, so this chart shows you that at different times, the evolution of technology created some of the most important companies that last for generations, and in fact, they are the generational companies. Okay. In the 70s, the invention of steam engine, railways, 1800s, the internal combustion engine created Ford and GM and Volkswagen, etc. In the 1900s, the explosive invention of telephone, automobiles, and electricity. Okay. When we look at where we are right now in year 2020 and look back in the 1900s, it's a merely 120 years. 120 years out of 5,000 years of human civilization. That's how short of time it has been for all these new developments. Okay, and then we look closer. In the 1940s, 50s, 60s, we have the IBM, the invention of computers in the 1980s. Okay, and from the 1980s on, suddenly there's an explosion of all these technologies, including internet. Okay, so, but what I want to focus on right now is that in the invention of computers, created Microsoft, Apple, right? All these are companies that still last till today, and they're still making a profound impact on our society, on our daily lives. I use computers all the time. Microsoft, Word, Excel, we're still using it, right? And Apple, we all have Apple cell phones, etc. Okay, and everybody uses Google, and most people use YouTube. Okay, so all these companies, they were not founded, merely 10, 15 years ago. Okay, so what I'm trying to show in this picture is that as we go closer to the present day today, the explosion of new inventions and technologies are amazing. Okay, it's so amazing that nowhere in our human history in the past 200 years, we see so many new developments in different frontiers. Okay, and these frontiers will become a large market by itself because they are going to be servicing our society, and there will be explosion of demands for these products. Okay, so internet, energy storage, artificial intelligence, robotics, genetics, okay, even space explorations. So very exciting. Maybe in 10, 20 years we'll be giving a seminar in Mars or found the first Rotary Club in Mars. Okay, I think that would be a good aspiration, right? Okay. So, as I have said and hinted, generational companies are kind of defined as the product or services that infiltrate into our mainstream of life. Okay, they become an integral part of our society, our everyday life. Okay, so you see it being used everywhere. In fact, the best company, best products are the product that we are addicted to. Okay, it's so hard to give up your cell phone nowadays, right? Everybody needs it. Okay, I get anxious too if I lose my cell phone too. Okay, so, but how do we find opportunities when we see those companies? And can we find the next generational companies? Okay, I think that's the most exciting part. Finding, searching, and looking for it. Okay, it's not hard at all. Okay, because they are right in front of us. Okay. All right, see, I always have a good picture, right? Okay, so the theme of today. I'm going to use this slide a lot of time. Okay, S-curve. Okay. I want to put this picture on because you always remember this picture, and then you always remember the concept of S-curve. Okay? So look this side, not this side. So there, I think S-curve is a concept that is widely misunderstood. Okay, because our human brain are wired to think linearly. We always see straight lines. Okay. 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4. We always see straight lines. So when we are predicting something, we always see it in a straight line. But in reality, the innovation of technology, the adoption of company, the growth of companies, growth of stock price, they are more resembling an S-curve. Okay, the S-curve, you start with fermentation stage. A company's just started off. No revenue, maybe a good concept, maybe a simple prototype, a product. You need to ferment it. Okay, you need to grow it. You need to put a lot of effort into cultivating it. So at this time, it takes a long time. It may not start, but once it gets traction of starting, gets the motivation, and gets the energy of getting started, then it's going to grow into an explosive phase. Okay? Explosive adoption. If the product's good, if the service is good, then a lot of people are going to use it. And those customers will in turn introduce more friends to use it. So this is the exponential idea of adoption. You know, people, you know, I like something, I recommend to 10 of my friends, and 10 of my friends introduce it to 100 of their friends. So that's exponential growth. Okay. So once the exponential growth matures, then it starts to plateau off, and maybe stagnant a little bit. Hopefully, when you start to stagnate, you are at the top of your company's value. Okay, it's probably the top of the company's history, and nobody wants to go down. But unfortunately, most of the companies cannot get past through this stagnant phase, and most of the company actually goes down because of lack of new products, lack of new innovation to sustain the growth. So, S-curve, remember, okay? Make sure you remember S-curve. I'm going to come back to this, okay? So, some of the iconic companies that, you know, in my generation have experienced, okay? Apple, okay? I still remember vividly 2007, okay? I was in college, I was at Hopkins. At that time, dot-com era was the hottest topic of in our dormitory, and many of my you know, classmates, in fact, quit school to find companies. Okay. At that time, I remember on TV, everybody watching, you know, oh, this is a new product called the iPhone. Okay. But nobody knew how important or how profound an impact it will make in the future. Okay. At that time, I remember, I brought this tool with me. Okay. This is the original iPhone, first edition. I still kept it until now. Okay. Amazingly, how small it is compared to the big screens we have, right? Right now, okay. This is the first edition. This is probably okay. And this also was my phone in 2005. Okay, I remember playing game on this. You know, it strains my eye, and it's so small and only black and white. Okay, and Nokia. If you still remember this company, okay, Nokia. So, can you see the sharp contrast? Okay, this is once the biggest cell phone company in the world, Nokia. Amazing. This is a revolutionary product that nobody believed in when it first got introduced. In fact, Apple stock dropped a few months after that, okay, to historic lows. Okay, so then let me show you. Okay, this is an interesting part. Okay, in 2007, the Apple stock at that time $3 a share. Okay, $3. Okay. It barely grew, okay, when iPhone was introduced. And when Steve Jobs introduced the iPhone, everybody thought it was crazy. How come it has no keypads? It has no keyboards. How am I going to use it, right? Why does it have a camera inside that, you know, I'm not going to use, right? Why does it have, you know, a beautiful big screen that can break easily? Most people at that time thought it breaks easily, so it's expensive to replace. Okay, and this one, the Nokia, you can hit someone with it and it still works. Okay, honestly, that was the headline on the newspaper. You can hit someone or drop it on the floor, it would not break. Okay, that was how ridiculous the mainstream media was when they look at the new products. And in fact, this phenomenon of rejecting new products happens all the time. When new product comes to challenge old products, the old guards, the legacy companies, they will do everything to maintain the market share, to maintain the status of the products. So it's really easy to come up with rumors, you know, speculations, say bad things about new products. So our job as an investor is that we need to see through all these clouds of deceit, maybe, or misinformation, and like the Rotary Club just started, is it the truth, right? We need to see the truth. We need to find the truth, okay? And as an investor, that's what we need to do, okay? So, if you hold a stock, Apple stock, for 15 years, you get an amazing 50x return, okay? 50x return is pretty amazing. In my investing in real estate at Shuinan, okay? We put in about a sizable change, a sizable size of investment for 12 years. And so 12 years ago, we started making investment over there, and right now it's becoming 15 years. So it's pretty much the same timeline, 15 years, okay? Our return is probably only 5 times, probably 6 times, okay? But amazing for Apple, 50x return. Another company, Amazon, that we all know, use every day. Okay, most people want to go shopping online in the US, you use Amazon, okay? There's no second choice, okay? So Amazon is also an iconic company that revolutionized the retail space, okay? 15 years, 70%, 17 times return. Google, that we use every day, Google search, YouTube, owned by Google. 15 years, 10% return. Okay. So why is this important? Because in my investing career, I always have to look at this magic number called the annual return percentage. So I can adjust and pick which investment I want to make. Okay. So of course, I wanted to pick the highest one, the one with the highest annual return, because you have to amortize it to every year, okay, to see how it does. Okay. So, Taijidian, everybody knows, Taiwan Semiconductor, really amazing. Past 24 years, in 1998, wow, I was at Hopkins, $1, okay. Right now, once 130, but now it's about 100, okay, it's still 100x return. Okay. And the point being is that you have to know the company, you have to have confidence in the company to hold it for a long time. The key word is holding it for a long time. That is the hardest thing to do. Okay? It's really the hardest thing to do. As you will find out. Okay, S-curve again. Okay? Another picture. Okay?
Same girl.
Oh yeah, it's the same girl, but I just use Google. Just happened. All right. Oh, product life cycle. But right now, this is not the stock price now. Now we're going to company life cycle. Okay, it's still the same S-curve. Okay. So we all experience it. We had tapes, magnetic tapes. We had the Walkman. Okay, I had a Walkman. And then the peak of the Walkman is that you have different colors that you can change. That's it. It's not revolutionary. It's still the same Walkman, but you have different colors. That was the peak. Okay, there's no more innovation after that. When Sony stopped production Walkman, that was it. Okay, it's amazing, right? They didn't think of something called like CD or iPad. Okay, so that's why the consumer electronics section of Sony went to the toilet afterwards. Okay. Because Steve Jobs came out with the iPod. Okay, so if the company doesn't grow, doesn't innovate, it goes down the hill. Okay, and it's replaced by new products that steeply climbs up and take over the old company. Okay. Let me look at the time. Okay, and S-curve technology application. This chart is important because, as you can see, it takes about 40, 50 years for refrigerator to be used in 80% of the household. It took about 30 years for automobile to achieve 100% penetration into every household, right? It took about another 20 years for color television. It took about 10 years for personal computer. Took about 3 years for internet. And right now, this is crazy. It just goes straight up. The S-curve is so skinny and tall that it looks like it's shooting up the rocket. that's why people coined the term, to the rocket sign, to the moon on the rocket. Okay, this is what's happening right now. The S-curve of technology adoption is so fast. If you have a prominent product that fits the needs of consumers and break away from the old ideas, it will be adopted very fast. It's so fast that you will not produce enough to meet the demands. Okay, and we are looking for companies that are having this kind of problem. They have the problem of not producing enough to meet the demands. Okay, that's the company I want to invest in. Okay, so as I show you, Apple iPhone's crazy. The keyboard is so small that most of you make mistakes when typing. Now that's a revolution by itself. Okay, extinction of Motorola, Nokia. Okay, so what I wanted to say here is that for generational companies to be successful, its product needs to fit 4 criteria. One, the product must be so desirable that it targets a very, very large market segment. Okay, what's a large market segment, you may ask? Okay, a cell phone is a large market segment. Okay, a company produces billions of cell phones every year and sells billions of them. Okay, it's in the billions of dollars of revenue, US dollars, for iPhone segment. Another large market, automobile. Every year, the world sells 10 million, at least 10 million to, around 90 million cars just last year. 90 million cars over the globe, okay? It's crazy how big the automobile segment is. It's probably 10 times more than the cell phone industry. Oh, it's crazy, okay? So if you want to be a generational company that affects a lot of people, the more people, the better. You need to target a large market size, market, okay? And in fact, not just target, you need to disrupt it. You need to break away from the old. You need to destroy the old product. Okay? And secondly, the product must have its superiority. It must be way ahead of all competition that people think you're crazy, okay? People think this is what's crazy. It was so superior that people think, it's never going to work. But the time and the history shows us that, in fact, a revolutionary product needs several years to get accepted by the society. And that's where the opportunity is, because it doesn't reflect on the stock price immediately. It will take time. Okay. Another evidence you can look for is that, does this product have a crazy amount of fans? They cannot stop talking about it. They show you all the friends, just as I have, showing Lou that, you gotta buy a Tesla, man. This is awesome, man. I tell all my friends to buy a Tesla. Okay, so I'm one of the crazy fans. Okay, I'll tell my friends, blab on all the time about, why you should get a Tesla. Okay. So, and you need iconic branding, brands that are ahead of the pack. And most importantly, you need to have in-house technology. Products that they sell, they invented themselves, they make it, better yet, they make it themselves, okay? iPhone, they invented itself, they have the technology, but they outsource it to Foxconn, okay? But there's another company, they don't outsource, they do everything themselves, okay? It's even better, so I'll show you. So, and the third criteria is that, you have a good concept, good product, good prototype, but you need a team of good executioners. The CEO must be a world-class ability to make things happen or carry out the dream. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, not only do they need to execute, they will outpace other people in innovation, and thus leaving a moat of patents. A mode of technology that it's really hard for other people to copy and be the second one. Taiwan Semiconductor is one of the best examples of creating such a high wall of moat. Okay, that it's so hard for other people to get in. You need billions and billions of dollars, not only financially. You also need hundreds of thousands of very hardworking Taiwanese to work for them at low wages. So that moat is insurmountable, okay? And lastly is that, can we see a roadmap to 10x, 20x, 100x? Can we see the revenue grow this way, okay? So 4 criteria help us to find the next generation of companies, okay? I won't go into too much detail, okay? So what is the next one, you may ask, okay? What's under that hood and the veil, right? Okay, so there are several companies that are making an impact in our society, okay? And for this picture, it's probably looking like a car, maybe? Okay. Yeah, okay. So, but I won't tell you which one to pick, okay? But I will tell you some patterns, some trends that's happening, okay? Old legacy companies are having difficulties right now, okay? Amazon disrupted retail stores. In Taiwan, Momo Go, okay, disrupting retail, okay? Because mom and pop stores are having difficulties. They don't know how to use computers. They cannot sell to the new generation of buyers that use, computer, use internet to buy their stuff, right? So Amazon is amazing, okay? Brokerage firm banks will be disrupted by online banking. Video stores. I remember all day we have Blockbusters. Now it's all gone. We have video rental stores, gone, right? What happens now? Pay on demand. You go on the TV, you press a few buttons, pay for it with credit card, and then you have the whole movie to watch at home. See, that's disruption. That's happening already, okay? That already happened, actually. Okay, so another automobile industry disrupted by Tesla and disappearing cancer and disease by genetic editing. Okay, I happen to be studying medicine before, so I know something about it. But it takes too long. Okay. So all these technologies are disrupting our lives. They are happening right now, right in front of us. We hear it sometimes. If you pay attention to it, you will find that they are just starting. In fact, okay, there are ideas, some of them, okay, but some of them are already making headwinds, making breakthroughs in their technology. Okay, one thing I have to say, just for a side note, is that in 2020, 2 people won the Nobel Prize for chemistry for gene editing. And gene editing is called the God's scissor. I shouldn't use God, but that's why they call it media, okay? The scissor that can edit our genes, whatever we wanted, and even cut out disease genes, okay, in our DNA. So we would not be prone to cancer. In fact, there's a scientist in China, against all the ethics, all the morals, actually edited 2 twins of a gene that is susceptible to HIV. So when these 2 babies were born, a twin girl, they are immune to HIV disease just by editing the genes. Okay, so that's crazy. Okay, if a human being edited. Okay, but that's what's happening. In fact, right now it may be at the infancy. Maybe we won't hear much about it, but in the next 10, 20 years, gene editing will be so important that it deserves a Nobel Prize in 2020. And in fact, on my last presentation at Dongda Rotary Club, I predicted that they will win the Nobel Prize. And at that time, I told everybody they're going to win the Nobel Prize. I thought it would be 3-5 years, but it happened so that the next year they got the Nobel Prize. Yeah. So they're happening all around us, okay? We just have to know where to look. So all these inventions are actually out of necessity. It's not something that you draw it up, you want to create something that's fascinating, but it's useless. It's invention by necessity. That's important. Okay, and the impact of the invention gives you how big the market is. Okay, and the speed of adoption gives you how good the stock price is. Okay, so all these are related. Oh, last one. This is the last post. Okay. So for me, if I talk about intervention and also a disruption in technology in the automobile industry, I would first look at Tesla. Right, and it's right now people think that wow, it's so expensive. The stock price is crazy. You know, it's $1,000 right now. But to me, it's actually just came out of fermentation stage. Okay, 2 years ago, I bought my first Tesla. At that time, everybody told me you're crazy. Why didn't you buy a BMW or Mercedes, whatever? Okay, and most people told me that. Did you hear Tesla was going bankrupt soon? Okay, at that time it really was. Okay, the stock price was really low. It was like $30, $40. Okay, compared to right now it's near 1,000. Okay, and people said to me, "Oh God, you shouldn't buy it. When the company goes bankrupt, nobody's going to fix your Tesla." Right? So I spend a lot of time looking into all this information. I have to judge for myself, looking through all the noise. Say, is it true? Okay. The truth is that it's not what the media portray it as is. It's crazy that people think it's going bankrupt. So at that time, I put down deposit for my car. That was only 1 块, right? And the rest into the Tesla stock. So that started my affair with the Tesla. Okay. So by the time 6 months later, when I pick up my car, my investment already paid for the car. So it's free to me. Okay. And the interesting thing is that I still hold those stocks till now. Yeah, when I bought it at $40, I still hold it now. And in fact, I intend to hold it another 10, 20 years. Okay. And that's another whole 2-3 hours on Tesla, and Lou's probably heard a lot of it already. So, in my investing philosophy, I said previously that I'm moving away from real estate. Real estate is good investment, good return, but for me, it's dead. Dead in the sense that it has so little utility, usefulness in real estate. I see a plot of land, right? It's growing weeds. It's people dump trash on it, right? But it's worth a lot of money, right? That is not being utilized. So my concept has changed. If I cannot use it, if I cannot develop it, then I will find someone to develop it, and maybe I can have a more use of these the value of this money. So right now, my challenge is how would I invest my money so that I make the most impact in other people's lives, make the most impact in the world. Okay, and I hope that this is the best way to use it. So I hope I can invest in companies that change the world for the better. Okay, and this concept of ESG has been popped up recently, but I started doing that in 3-4 years ago. Okay, this concept was already very important in the United States and other European countries, and it will shape our world. Okay, it will shape our financial system, as this article says. BlackRock is the largest asset management company in the world, 就是贝莱德. Okay, it owns trillions of dollars of rich man's money, making investment. And the CEO of the BlackRock wrote a letter to all the companies they invest in, saying that if you don't come along with us on the ESG trend, we are not going to invest in you. So oil companies, a lot of polluting companies, coal companies, they're gone. They're out of the portfolio. Okay, they want to go into ESG. And in fact, BlackRock invested in a Taiwanese company that produce solar energies. So, 2 more minutes, I'll be done. Okay. So one of the questions that I've been asked a lot is that how do you manage your portfolio? Do you diversify your investment, or put all your eggs in one basket? Okay. So to me, to me only. Okay, this is no financial advice. I'm not selling any courses or anything at all. Okay, or buy any stuff. To me, okay, from the past 30 years I've seen in real estate and to investing, I will put all my eggs in one basket and watch it carefully, okay, and protect it carefully. And I'm not the only one. Warren Buffett did the same thing. For the first 30 years of his investment career, he only holds 5 stocks. 5 only. Right now in his portfolio, maximum 30. Okay, and that is because he has a lot of managers now. Okay, and of all his portfolio, Apple takes up 50%. Okay, so in terms of investing, the strategy is that, it's not strategy, I think it's really fundamental that you know what you are investing in. You know the company inside out. It's not how many companies you diversify that's important. When people talk about diversification of the portfolio, to me is that this guy don't know what he's talking about, because when you diversify to 100 companies, there's no way you have that much time in the world that you know every company inside out. Okay, so there's no way that you would know how they're doing. So it's better to focus on a few of them, and Warren Buffett even said it, one company is enough. Okay, and for me in real estate investing too, we focus all our energy asset into Qiqi. Okay, at that time we hold a lot of lands, and then that's where we invest only. Okay, and during this time we did not even get out of Qiqi. We don't even invest in all these different Danyuan, whatever. Okay, because there's nothing better than Qiqi. Okay. Then afterwards we focus all our attention into 水南经贸园区. At that time, you have different Danyuan developments all over the place. In Taichung, there's a lot of rezoning, okay? But we only see the brightest star is 水南经贸园区, all right? And it proved to be right, again. So we focus all our attention. And right now, investing, all I need is 1 or 2 or 3 companies that I can add into my portfolio. Once I find that this company can be disruptive and last for another 20, 30 years. That's why I want to hold. I want to hold this company for 15, 20 years, okay? And that's the key. So think independently, do the homework, form your own thesis, why you think this company is good. And when you dig into more, you will have more confidence. You'll have conviction in this company and hold it for a longer time. Right now, it's the Ukraine crisis and the war going on. In fact, it's sad to say, but it's the best time to buy, okay? Because it's cheaper now, okay? And always check your assumptions when you make the investment. Is this company doing what they said they're going to do? If it's, then hold it. There's no reason to sell. I mean, when my Tesla stock double, triple, all my friends said, "Oh, you should sell it now. You already made so much gains." But there's no reason. I mean, I asked them, "Why do I sell?" They cannot explain to me why I should sell. Okay, I cannot give a good reason why I should sell, so I hold it. Okay, so I think that's an important part. You need to be patient. Okay, so this is my talk, and I hope you enjoyed it and nobody fell asleep. Right?
Thank you, John. Any questions from him? Maybe still.
Thank you for the presentation. I might ask one more point to your last second
Slide.
Yes. People need a deep pocket.
Oh, you need deep pocket. Oh, no. Okay.
Just my question is that Warren Buffett used to say that you invest in stock. You don't need the money for at least 5 years. That seems to match with what you said about the Google, Apple, and the stock all the stock rise over the 15 years period of time.
Yes.
Okay. And I think 15 years to most of the investors is a long period of time. I mean, right. When you put in your money for that longer period of time, you have a faith that, as you say over here. And also, I think you probably went through the mental struggle,
right?
Over time, because market got ups and downs.
Right.
And how do you overcome that kind of a struggle?
Okay. Yes, that's a good question. In fact, I would say investing becomes easy and simple. Because once you know you have strong conviction in this company, you believe in it, right? You hope the stock goes down every day, okay? Because that's where you can buy more, okay? So, but then when it goes up, you're happy, but you don't have all the money in the world, for sure. So you have to buy it incrementally throughout the time. I added on to my Teslas or other stocks gradually when I have the money. So as Lou will know, I'm a very low-key person. I don't have much spending in a lot of things. So I save up all my money and make investment when I have the money. Okay. So it's really important that I see the future, and it makes me excited about the company. It makes me excited that it has great potential. So when I invest in it, I hope the stock goes down, so I can buy more. So the fluctuation inside, it makes me so calm. It just makes me, when it goes up, I'm not happy. Honestly, I'm not happy about it, right? But that's a way to have the right mentality. Warren Buffett does the same thing. He buys it when it's low, and sell it when it's high, right? So you have to have the bullets, as you said. You need a bullet, but you save it up. You don't need all the money in the world. You can buy a Tesla stock or fractional shares of Tesla stocks even, okay? And you accumulate it throughout time, yeah. And that's another topic, but I will also point to, it's very important to know the S-curve, because stock has S-curve too. You wanted to go the S-curve, buy it right here, right? Everybody knows to buy low, right? But how do you know this company is over here, not here, right? That is because you know the future of the products that they're going to come out with, the strategy, the plans in the future. You know it's going to expand. Their revenue is going to grow. So they still have a lot of potential inside of them that you know they are still here, okay? And for example, Tesla sold 1 million cars last year. This year, 1.5 million. Next year, 2.5 million. And in 2030, they claim to sell 20 million, okay? In another 9 years, they're gonna sell 20 million. That's 20x, 20 times currently what they're producing. And if you believe in them, if you believe what they have done, and they already fulfilled what they have done, then you know it's an opportunity, right? 20x, I mean, the stock will go up at least 20x if the revenue goes up 20x, right? So doing a lot of homework, have conviction, hold it a long time, that's the key. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? No, maybe we save the question for later.
Okay.
We prepare the gift for you.
Maybe that's fine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. And if you guys notice, the background of my slide is the Ukraine national flag. And I would donate this money or whatever I get and add more to the Ukraine crisis. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.